Hi, welcome. Sammy here with my tarot astrology reading for you for tonight, and I'm so happy to be here with you. Tonight we are live from St. Louis, Missouri. So many ways to say it, but all of them are perfect because it's beautiful here. We're on the Mississippi River, and I'm here with my love doing some pretty exciting stuff. So I'm happy that you could join us tonight, and because we packed a little bit light, the only difference tonight is that we're not going to be doing the singing bowl, but we will still be singing. So if you'd like to get comfortable and then join me, we'll take 3 deep breaths, and then we will do this chant that we did yesterday where we say Om and then Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti means peace. So first we say Om, which is the original eternal sound of oneness and of love and of the foundation of all life. And then peace, we say peace for before, for now, and for the future, peace for everywhere and everyone always. And then we'll talk a bit about the stars, and from there we'll pull 3 cards. So it's interesting to be doing this. We're in Central Time tonight instead of Eastern, but I think it's gonna work. I think that nothing's gonna stop us. So let's do it. Hello. Hi, love. Welcome. Oh, thank you for being here. Okay, let's dive in. Oh, and I'll talk more about this in a moment, but I'm holding a special stone tonight. So if you have any stones, crystals, rocks, shells, whatever, anything lying around, sticks, feathers, leaves, plants, whatever it is that's from the earth that you want to try breathing and chanting with, it might be a great experience, and we'll talk more about that soon. Okay, let's go. 3 breaths together. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you for joining in that. So beautiful and powerful and simple. Welcome, hey Russell. Good to see you tonight. We just did 3 deep breaths and we chanted Om Shanti, 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 which is chanting for peace for all time. And next we're going to talk a little bit about what's happening in the stars and in the sky, and then we're going to pull 3 cards. So thanks for being here. Well, we are 2 days away from the full moon, and we are in Scorpio season. It is our 2nd full moon of the month, but this one's on Halloween, which is extra fun and exciting. And also, it's kind of perfect that we're having this full moon in Taurus, because one thing about full moons is that unlike new moons where there's a ton of energy for kicking things off and starting things, the full moon is really more about releasing and letting go and relaxing and enjoying. And that's really what Taurus is all about too, because Taurus is a fixed sign, and Taurus is a sign that isn't so much about kicking off and initiating big actions, more about the pleasure of the senses and sensuality. And Taurus is also a sign that can be associated with very steady and dedicated work on things, but but not in this fiery, intense way, and not necessarily in a kicking things off kind of way. So having the full moon in Taurus, it's like double dose of just keep doing what you're doing. It's not about reinventing the wheel in the next couple of days. It's not about trying to have a major upheaval of whatever. It's more about, well, since the sun is in Scorpio and the moon is across shining fully, it's more about enjoying and releasing things that you want to release. And Scorpio is all about transformation and the shadow. So finding ways to bring those two things together to find out, okay, Taurus and the moon, so that's emotion and that's sensuality and comfort and pleasure. And if those are things that you want more of, if you want more joy and happiness and pleasure than like what Taurus cares about, then one way to get there is to look across the way at Scorpio, where the sun is directly across from, and say, is there anything in me, in the way I'm being or the things I'm doing, that I haven't been really owning and looking at, that is stopping me from being able to enjoy the beautiful things in this world around me that are real, because Taurus is all about what's real, what we can touch and taste and see. So, for example, thought patterns, health habits, ways of eating, ways of thinking that are stopping us from feeling great are things we can release. And then also it's the element of celebration and enjoyment. So one way to get in touch with that, I think, is because it's a moon and earth sign, with physical object of the earth that we can use to connect with the earth and to focus our energy and absorb the reality and the simplicity of the beauty around us, and let that ground us instead of spinning off into anything that isn't real, because that's where so much of the pain is. So things that smell great. I have this spice blend from India here, and I have this stone here, and here I have a delicious smelling citrus essential oil. This lemon smells so good. So I'd say that's what it's all about for this full moon that's coming up. Now let's pull 3 cards. I'm gonna shuffle. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Our first card tonight is the 6 of Swords. So this is pretty much exactly what we were just talking about. This card shows figures in a boat crossing the water, and the wavy, turbulent water is from behind them where they're coming from, and the calm water is ahead of them where they're going to. And since it's the element of swords and air, it has to do with thought. So we were just talking about how certain kinds of thought patterns are what create that turbulence, and leaving that behind allows us to go to that calm place. And as we have the full moon, and that's the perfect time for leaving things behind that aren't creating more joy and love in our lives. That's kind of what this card is about. It's about moving forward. And this card in particular, moving forward in terms of our thinking. The second card for tonight, the Queen of Wands. Well, in terms of what's going on in the sky, we do have Mars in Aries, and the moon is still in Aries until tomorrow, which is Friday at about 5 p.m. That is when the moon will go from Aries into Taurus. So all day tomorrow we still have both the moon and Mars in Aries. And unlike Taurus and unlike the full moon energy, those planets being in Aries are all about taking action. And this queen is all about warmth. The Queen of Wands is somebody who just spreads joy and love and optimism wherever she goes. So it's another, I think, invitation to just the next couple of days, look for ways you can share warmth with yourself and others. Okay, our third card for tonight. Oh, a lot of wands tonight. We have the Nine of Wands. And there's a person standing here, and they have a bandage on their head, and they look a little bit sort of battered, but they're standing strong, and other than that one bandage, they really look like they're in pretty good shape. And they have all of these wands surrounding them, which represents a lot of power and energy and the ability to create. It's also the second to last card. It's 9 out of 10, and the 10th card of Wands is a card of being able to be delivering on all of the actions you've been doing. So this is a card that's saying, like, keep going, even if you feel hurt, even if something's been hard, just to realize how strong you are and how solid your footing is, and know that you are really, really close. And it's not the time to give up or to think that your injuries or your wounds or whatever it is that happened is really that meaningful. It is meaningful, and it will be part of what will make you who you are and be able to help people and share more. But the reality is that things are good, and you're very, very close to what you dreamed. So just keep standing and keep moving and keep going forward, and keep being warm and creating warmth and love. And even if you're a little bit battered and bruised, that's okay. You can still keep going, and there's plenty of fight left, and not that far to go, as you might think. So thank you for being here for this reading, and let's take a couple deep breaths together and chant an Om, and then I will be saying goodnight for tonight, but we'll be back here tomorrow, and maybe I'll have some stories to share about our first full day in St. Louis. Okay. Breathing together. Thank you so much, and a special thanks to my love, the most beautiful woman in the world, who makes all of this possible by helping me be the best version I could be of myself, and for leading the way of being being somebody who is loving and who always looks toward moving forward and always looks toward what is real and what's beautiful and how to grow that and share that. And so she is incredible, and she's an amazing author as well, and has some books coming on the way. So if you haven't followed her already at The Memoirs of a Lover, I highly recommend it, because there's some writing up there already, parts of the book that I think would be the perfect way to celebrate the full moon and to open your mind to greater love and to release limiting beliefs. So thank you so much, my love, and thank you everyone for being here. Good night.